the eternal melody, Saraswati's cosmic saga of knowledge and creation. In the boundless void, before time whispered its first breath, where did the spark of creation ignite? What hidden force stirred the cosmic ocean from eternal slumber, birthing stars, worlds, and the symphony of existence? Imagine an endless expanse of darkness, not empty but pregnant with potential. A churning chaos of unformed energies where neither light nor shadow held dominion. This was the primordial mystery, the great nada, the unstruck sound awaiting its maestro. From this abyss arose Brahma, the four-faced creator, his lotus blooming from Vishnu's navel amid the cosmic waters. But Brahma gazed upon the void with bewilderment. How shall I shape this formless dream, he pondered, his mind a whirlpool of divine confusion. In that moment of cosmic yearning, a luminous vibration echoed through the ether. From Brahma's own mouth, or some say, from half his body, split like a divine seed, emerged she, Saraswati, the flowing one, the goddess of knowledge, speech and melody. Clad in pristine white, symbolizing the purity of truth, she rode upon a majestic swan, its wings slicing through illusions like a blade of discernment. In her four graceful hands, she cradled a veena, the stringed instrument of harmony, a sacred book of Vedas, the eternal wisdom, a rosary for meditation's endless cycles, and a pot of purifying waters, soma-like elixir of enlightenment. Her eyes shimmered with the stars' secrets, her voice the first ripple in the silent void. She declared, I am Vak, the word that weaves worlds, the knowledge that dispels darkness. Brahma, awestruck, beheld her as the embodiment of Prakriti, the creative force manifesting from his own essence as his mind-born daughter, Ayonija, unbound by mortal birth. Yet grandeur often courts conflict. As Saraswati's light illuminated the chaos, Brahma's divine gaze turned inward with forbidden desire. Overwhelmed by her beauty, he pursued her, his creator's ego clashing against Dharma's order. Saraswati, embodying purity and detachment, fled in modesty, transforming into ethereal forms, a swift deer, a soaring bird, to evade his advances. But Brahma, relentless in his flawed divinity, sprouted additional heads, one to the east, west, north, south, and even upward, his eyes following her every evasion. The heavens trembled at this cosmic impropriety, for what is creation without boundaries? Shiva, the destroyer, witnessed this from his snowy abode on Mount Kailash, his third eye blazing with righteous fury. Brahma, your lust defiles the sacred cycle, Shiva roared, manifesting as a fierce archer. In one version of the tale, from the Matsya Purana, Shiva severed Brahma's fifth head with his trident, cursing him to obscurity, explaining why Brahma has few temples today. Saraswati, in her rage from the Shiva Purana, cursed Brahma herself. For dishonoring me, your worship shall fade in the realms of men. Thus the clash between creation's impulse and destruction's restraint birthed a moral riddle. Can knowledge thrive where ego reigns? But Saraswati's saga weaves deeper into the web of eternity, in the cycles of yugas and kalpas, where time loops like a serpent devouring its tail. She became the guardian of harmony. One fateful epoch, as chronicled in the Padma Puran's Srishti Khand and the Skanda Purana, a cataclysmic fire named Vadvagni erupted from the brutal wars between the Bhargava Brahmins and the Hehaya Kshatriyas. This all-consuming fire, born of unchecked rage, threatened to incinerate the three worlds, earth, heavens, and underworld. The Devas, trembling in their celestial palaces, beseeched Shiva for salvation. Only Saraswati can tame this chaos, he decreed, for her flowing essence symbolized the river that quenches fire's fury. Approaching her in Brahma Loka, the gods implored and Brahma commanded her aid. Reluctant yet compassionate, Saraswati consented and merged with the sacred Plaksha tree at sage Uttanka's ashram. From its roots,
she transformed into a mighty river, her waters crystalline and swift, carrying the Vadagni in a divine pot upon her currents. Through enchanted forests, whispering ancient mantras, past cosmic mountains echoing with thunderous chants, she surged towards the ocean's abyss. Demons and asuras, embodiments of Adharma, assailed her path, but her Veena's melodies ensnared them in illusions of truth, revealing their inner voids. Finally, plunging into the sea's depths, she submerged the fire, restoring balance. Yet in this act, Saraswati cursed the land for its ingratitude, vowing to vanish underground in desert realms only to resurface in sacred confluences like Prayag, where she joins Ganga and Yamuna invisibly. Interwoven with this grandeur are tales of relatability, for even gods bear human-like flaws. In the Brahma Vaivarta Purana, Saraswati's path intertwined with Vishnu. Originally a consort to Vishnu, alongside Lakshmi and Ganga, jealousy brewed like a storm. Ganga's flirtations with Vishnu ignited Saraswati's ire. In a heated quarrel, she struck Ganga, prompting Lakshmi's intervention. Vishnu, weary of discord, cursed them both. Saraswati to flow as a river on earth, purifying mortals' ignorance. Thus she became the sacred Saraswati River, once mighty in Vedic times, nurturing civilizations along her banks before retreating into mystery, symbolizing knowledge's elusive nature. In another layer from the Devi Bhagavad Purana, she emerged from Krishna's Shakti, a luminous maiden, transferred between gods like a cosmic gift, highlighting the interconnection of Trimurti, Brahma, Vishnu and Shiva. Symbols abound in her mythic archetype, each a riddle for the seeker. Her swan vehicle, Hamsa, discriminates milk from water, teaching discernment between illusion, Maya, and reality, Satya. Her peacock at her side, with its vibrant plumage, represents the alchemical transmutation of ego's poison into enlightenment's dance. Her white attire evokes Sattva Guna, the purity that conquers Tamas's darkness. In battles of cosmic scale, like the Devi Mahatmya's war against Asuras, Saraswati as Mahasaraswati embodies Rajas, the active force slaying demons of ignorance with wisdom's sword. Through endless rebirths, Saraswati's presence echoes in sages and heroes. In the Mahabharata, she mothers Tamsu with Manu and revives the Saraswata clan during droughts by manifesting as a river of milk. Her Veena strings vibrate with the universe's rhythms, a chant repeated across kalpas. Om Aim Saraswatyai Namaha. What hidden truth does this reveal? That knowledge is not static, but a flowing melody, eternal yet ever-evolving. In climactic revelation, ponder this. Saraswati is no mere goddess, but the essence of Brahman itself, the word that was in the beginning. As the Upanishads whisper, through her, the ignorant become wise. Through her silence, chaos finds order. In enchanted realms beyond mortal sight, celestial heavens where lotuses bloom eternally, underground rivers guarding forgotten lore, she reigns, drawing seekers into her web of wonder. Her story, linking Puranas like threads in Indra's net, reminds us in the grand cycle, every conflict births wisdom, every mystery invites surrender. Awed by her majesty, we are drawn in, forever curious about the divine symphony she conducts.
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti